From someplace over Seattle, Washington, USA, this is the Space Dog Radio Show. I'm the Space Dog. Thank you for tuning in. Space Dog Radio is your remote location radio station coming to you 24/7 around the planet and throughout the universe from SpaceDogRadio.com. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter at SpaceDogRadio.com. Today with us, we are honored to have royalty on board. May Palmer, Queen of Ivory Soul. She's been traveling all around the world and has been producing music, making people happy for years now. She's a returning artist here on Space Dog Radio. May Palmer, Queen of Ivory Soul, thank you for being on Space Dog Radio.
Oh, well, it's always a pleasure to gab at you. To bark at you, I think would probably be a better way to put it. Yes, it is an honor to be on the show this morning.
Yes, you're back in Seattle. Welcome back after all your travels.
Yes, thank you very much. And travel I did a whole lot of it. So I had the pleasure of serving aboard a wonderful cruise line, a wonderful ship with many, many wonderful guests and crew, and left in late April and just got back a couple of weeks ago. So where did I go? That's probably the
it's a long list. Iceland, Norway, Amsterdam, Scotland, other ports all up and down the East Coast. I mean, you pretty much covered it. And singing all the way, I might add.
Yep, I did. I won me many, many fans, one note at a time, as I like to put it. And yes, indeed, I did go to all of those places and visited certainly various ports of call within each one of those countries. But left in late April, joined the ship on the 23rd of April, and finished the contract August 23rd, so 4 months it was. And it's a lifestyle, Space Dog. It really is. It's a lifestyle you really have to like in order to make it work. Now, this was my 5th contract with this particular company, so obviously it was working for me. So, I took the contract, Space Dog, because there was one country on my bucket list I had to see before I go to the other side, and that was Iceland. I dreamed about it. I couldn't put it out of my head. I just had to see that country. I had to experience it. Mm-hmm. And so I had that opportunity by virtue of this contract, and it delivered. It was amazing.
You know, we've got listeners from Iceland, and I've been talking about going to Reykjavik forever, and all the extraordinary things to see over there. So I'm glad you hit Iceland. When you're on these ships and you've got a really diverse audience, it seems to me every performance I've ever seen you do, you could whip everyone up into a frenzy with no problem. But what are some of the songs that people on the ships really got into, like that stand out to you? I know that you've done so many performances, it's crazy, but are there a couple that really just jump out and say, man, people love this song I do?
Yes, indeed. As a matter of fact, each night I performed on board the ship, and I've performed in several venues aboard the ship to various and diverse audiences, as you put it, and that's true. Motown was the sweet spot for me, and it was for them. I could do no wrong singing any Motown repertoire. They especially like Tina Turner, who is not a Motown artist. I get that. She was never signed to the label. But we lumped it in with that because it's similar, at least the way I did it, because everything I do is pretty high energy. But anytime I did anything by Tina Turner or Motown, it was pandemonium.
Wow.
They went nuts.
Now, you have a show that you do called R&B Blues Jazz Motor City Memories. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this show I produced for that cruise line, which shall remain nameless. I produced this show last year, and we featured it on board another ship, a different ship, and it sold out 8 weeks straight. The cruise line allowed me the freedom to create the show and to have this big, beautiful stage that seated like 1,000 people, and it was just an amazing experience. So it's Motor City Memories. Oh, excuse me, good, too much coffee. Motor City Memories is the name of the show, and it's a one-woman tour de force. I just come out there and basically just belt out one tune after the next, kind of reclaiming a little bit of the bygone era of maybe a time that was a little sweeter, a little bit more sensitive in music than what we have today.
How Sweet It Is. And that's another song you like to do, How Sweet It Is.
That's a third coffee response.
Hey, I'm going to play a little How Sweet It Is right now. How about that?
Yeah, that's very sweet to me, baby. Roll it.
How sweet it is to be loved by you, baby. Yeah, yeah. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms, and there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs, and there you were, baby. With sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotions. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop, oh, and thank you, baby. Oh yeah, how sweet it is to be loved by you, child. Yeah, how sweet it is to be loved by you.
All right, there goes May Palmer with How Sweet It Is.
My eyes at night.
Hey, back to the high seas. Were there any incidents on the water that kind of had you questioning, like, what am I doing on the ship? Did you, like, run into any, like, storms or anything like that got you a little uncomfortable?
Yep, absolutely. I'm not one to have problems with seasickness, but we had a black and white formal event the last day of one cruise that we did. It was the 35-day cruise in the Northern Europe, otherwise known as the Voyage of the Vikings. That's the name of it, Voyage of the Vikings. And on that particular night, the waves and the water was excessively choppy and rocky, and yeah, I got my first taste of seasickness, and it wasn't how sweet it is. It was how awful it was.
Yeah.
You know, it was a terrible night, and I had to be relieved of duty. I could not complete the show. It was just, I couldn't do it.
Well, you know, when it gets that rough, I mean, who can really be expected to do anything but hunker down and wish they were sitting on the dock of the bay, right?
Amen, brother. Absolutely, it was like that. And, yeah, I felt so... You know, I'm one of these types of people. I'm old school. I don't like to admit, you know, that I can't do something, and I'll tough it out with the best of them. But that night, it was just one of these type of nights. There was no keeping down what was in my stomach, and I said, before I give a little extra curricular activity on stage, it might be best that I just, you know, go back to my cabin. So they understood, and so the band leader took over the singing duties for the night.
That is where maturity and skill and experience kick in, when you just see what has to be done and you do it. But speaking of Dock of the Bay, you also cover that. Can I play a little Dock of the Bay for us? Can we do that?
Oh, please, baby, please.
I love this version. Dock of the Bay, May Palmer, Queen of Ivory Soul. Here we go.
It's all good. Sitting in the morning sun. Oh, I'll be watching till the evening come. Yeah, watching the ships roll in, and then I'll watch them roll away again. Oh, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide just roll away. Oh, don't you see I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia. You see, I'm headed for the Frisco Bay. I had nothing to live for, and it looked like nothing gonna come my way. No, I've been sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide just roll away. Oh yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Woo! Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what 10 people tell me to do, so I guess I'll just remain the same.
May Palmer, Queen of Ivory Soul, on on the radio with Space Dog Radio. We're so happy to have you back safe, and I know your husband's more than happy to have you back. Now, you do all types of private events, you do charity events, and you're booking now. It looks like your calendar's filling up rather quickly. People need to jump on that. What type of performances are you doing as far as, private events, that sort of thing?
Well, quite frankly, I hit the ground running when I got back. I just finished doing an event, believe it or not, for our one of the local businesses here. I do like to work with local businesses, especially if they contribute, to the betterment of the community in which I perform. So
Right.
that's really something important to me. But I also do, in addition to fundraiser events, I do weddings, birthday parties, typical type of even family reunion type events, and corporate events as well, the larger ones. I have a history of having worked for many of the big companies here in the Pacific Northwest, including Derigold, Dunn Lumber. Again, Grocery Outlet is also a client of mine. So I do these types of things.
You're just, the spectrum of your performances is mind-boggling, and you're always innovative. Every time I've seen you, I get worn out just watching you. You've got so much energy. You get the crowd engaged, and I can't say enough good things about your music and your talent and your energy. And that is probably why you have so much respect. May Palmer, Queen of Ivory Soul, how can people get in touch with you? I believe you've got maypalmer.com.
That's right. Through my website, of course, there's the email there, and we're always updating the calendar there as well. Yes, so maypalmer.com is definitely the go-to place. But, of course, I'm like everybody else in this universe, I'm a big Facebook girl, and, of course, Twitter and LinkedIn and all the other social sites in which, most musicians and business persons can be reached. But Facebook would be second to my own website. So those are two places where you can catch me. Like that.
We follow you, of course, and we've always loved your posts from all over the places you've been, but we're glad to have you back safe and sound. Do you have any last words that you'd like to send shouts out to the rest of the world?
Yes, I would like to say thank you very much for the opportunity to be interviewed, and of course I'm always very passionate about people. People are first for me, and actually more so than money, and that takes a little bit of age to get to that point, but you start to realize as you get older how important it is to treat people well, treat them with respect, even if you don't agree with them. This is very important to me. So I want you to know that when you book me, you don't get someone that just shows up, sings, and does the job, but you get someone who cares, who is compassionate, and will walk with you every step of the process until you get what you want, which is being a satisfied May Palmer customer, baby.
There's a reason they call her Queen of Ivory Soul. May Palmer, check her out. She's in town now. Booking, you better book it fast because her calendar fills up quick. Back from a world tour again. May Palmer, we're going to send it out. One of my favorite versions you do of Respect, which is what I have for you. A bunch of respect. And thank you so much for being on Space Dog Radio.
Well, thank you also, Space Dog, and much respect to you, my friend.
All right, May Palmer, Queen of Ivory Soul. This has been the Space Dog Radio Show. I'm the Space Dog along with May Palmer. Thank you for listening. Be safe, be happy, and we'll catch you next orbit.